Hey, you want to try something different for dessert tonight? We have an idea. How about a pear crisp with ginger whipped cream? Our dessert diva, Danette Randall, live in studio, as always, on Monday morning to show us how to make this one. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Tom. What do you think about this little treat?
This smells fantastic, and
smell.
I'm looking forward to the combination. I always like the pears. I think the pear is one of the underrated fruits. You forget about it forever, and then all of a sudden you eat one again, and you go,
Then
oh my
all
goodness.
of a sudden fall comes around, and, well, fall's kind of coming around slowly. I'm doing the fall dance, though.
Really? What's
Instead
that?
of the rain dance. Oh, you want me to do it?
Can you show us a little bit? No, we can stop that anytime now.
Oh, but that's good.
So Chris Tomer told me, he says he thinks of this as pear-tastic.
Chris Tomer would say pear-tastic,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to take a little bite and confirm his...
The pear-tas.
Yes, absolutely. This is very simple. It's a crisp, which is always a nice thing to make in the fall.
Right.
It's, I don't know, the crunchiness with the pears that kind of boil and the little bit of liquid that we put into it makes for such a nice taste explosion in your mouth, Tom, and that's what we're going for.
Usually bring a lot of moisture to the party, too.
The pears bring a lot of moisture. I like my pears a little bit crisp, but I don't bake this as long as some people do because I actually like the crunch of the pear. I like the fruit to kind of...
Crispy pear.
Absolutely.
So what do we have? How many pears are those?
I've got 4 pears.
Okay.
You're just going to quarter it. I don't peel it.
Pretty thinly
so
sliced.
I'd say about quarter-inch, half-inch.
Yeah.
That's, again, because I like some bite.
Right.
So that's the way I do it. All right, 350 degrees, lightly grease a 9x9 baking pan. Now what we're going to do is we are going to zest half of an orange. Now this is much easier if you have a whole orange, but we're doing half today like this. So we're just going to zest the orange into the pear.
Half an orange zested on top.
Into the pear. And then we're going to squeeze it. And this is going to be our liquid.
Now, do the orange and pear go together naturally?
Love
I don't know if that combination too often in my mind, but it
often you use
sounds
lemon.
Great. Right.
Often you use lemon to give it a little bit of tang to help the fruit from turning brown. But we're doing orange just because I think that the combo's nice, and also screams fall, Tom.
It does scream fall.
So I've got a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Okay.
We're just going to pour that on to the pears. Now I used just green Bartlett pears.
Right.
And pears are typically firm. You just want to make sure that they're firm, that the neck of the pear is starting to kind of push in a little bit soft.
But a firm pear is better for cooking with, as you pointed out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you're going to stir that up. Now we're going to do a teaspoon of cinnamon.
Okay.
We're saving a little bit of cinnamon in here for garnish. We're going to do half a teaspoon of allspice.
These are some great fall flavors. Yeah, some great fall flavors.
Half a teaspoon of ginger. And I'm making ginger whipped cream with this, and I was whipping it in the break room, and Graham Nistler was really surprised that I actually was whipping cream in the break room.
He was probably just surprised that he'd found the break room.
Maybe, that could be. He asked me if I churn butter too, but haven't done that one
today.
yet. So, all right, we're just going to toss that, and you can see how beautiful that is.
Lots
of spices
an even
all
coating.
mixed in. Okay, we're going to take the pan, pour that right on in.
Easy.
Easy. There's no real structure to it. You're just going to kind of make sure that the whole pan is covered.
Sure.
Set that aside. Now what we're going to do is make the crisp topping.
Okay.
So we're going to do half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of flour, half a cup of old-fashioned oats. I don't use the quick oats for this. I use the old-fashioned because, again, you want the crisp topping. If you use the quick oats, the whole point of quick is that they absorb the liquid really fast. And so we use the old-fashioned so it stays crisp. So we're just going to go ahead and do that, crunch that on in. Now what I have here is 6 tablespoons of butter, chilled, that's cut up.
Into little cubes,
Into little butter cubes. I know you like it like that.
You just kind of, you don't want
this.
to moosh these. You want them to have their texture.
Well, it can be mushed.
Butter.
It can be.
Right.
What you want is it to resemble coarse crumbs. You kind of want the butter, because what's going to happen is the butter is going to be used as a liquid, and it's going to soak down into the pears. It's also going to help brown.
And it's going to taste great.
And it's going to taste great.
Like
so you're just going to kind of just keep. This will take maybe a good 3 to 4 minutes to kind of get it exactly what you want.
So we'll
then you would take it and just going to pour that on top. See how simple this is? I think it's nice to have easy desserts in fall.
Sure.
You have so many other things to do. People are starting the beginning of the holiday season, and why not have a simple?
What are our keys for knowing when we're done, as far as time and look?
It's going to take about 40 to 45 minutes. And what's going to happen is you'll see, I like to use the glass pan. It's going to be bubbling underneath and it's going to be nice and brown. If you cook it for what you consider it's going to be done by looking at the bubbling, and if you prick the fruit and it's a little bit and it's tender enough, then put the broiler on. The broiler will kind of toast it just a little bit. And then I've got it topped with the whipped cream, which the recipe, of course, is simple and on the website. It's a cup of whipped cream, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of powdered sugar, and you just beat that to stiff peaks, and you've got a beautiful dessert, crystallized ginger on the top.
It looks fantastic. It'll taste
Thank
delicious.
you.
As Danette mentioned, it's right there on the website. For more information, you can get the recipe. Just click on News and then Dessert Diva once you go to kwgn.com. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, Paris Hilton.